I'm just going to put some numbers out there and y'all let me know what's the plan. There has to be a plan. CNN estimates the average family needs $108,000 to afford the average single family home in the United States. Another study agrees with this, but they looked at the 50 largest metros in the United States, and even when you look at the 25 least expensive of the 50 largest metros, many of those still require a six-figure salary. And there was pretty much no city in the 25 largest metros on the East and West Coast where you could afford a home for under six figures. They estimate that it'd be about $104,000 nationally to live in the 25 largest metros if you want to keep your expenses below 30% of your income. Realtor.com then went on to estimate that 10 cities will have median home prices or will enter new median home prices of over $1 million within the next 10 years, including cities like Boise, Idaho, Salt Lake City, Portland, Colorado Springs, and Stockton, California, among these other 10. Keeping in mind those are new entrants. Now, were things always this crazy? Well, homes used to be about 2 times median income, so let's look at 1965 to 2024. And then someone also told me, well, it's because homes are getting bigger. And that's only partially true. In 1965, the median home was valued at about $20,000. That's about $200,000 in 2024 dollars. But since that time, homes have nearly quadrupled in cost, while salaries have only grown about 13 to 25%, depending on what studies that you look at. And for that person that told me that homes are getting larger, actually home sizes peaked in 2016 and have actually been shrinking for that time. Basically, we're paying higher dollars for smaller homes. As a recent story ending 2024 noted from Bloomberg, the math says it's getting more difficult to enter the middle class. And one of the 4 studies that they looked at is that the price of a home in just the last 10 years, in 2016, when a home cost around $240,000 or was about 3 times your salary or the median household salary, it's now over $400,000 or about 5 to 6 times the median household salary. A popular definition for that middle class from Pew Research is 2/3 to 2 times median household income or about $60,000 to $170,000. I then mapped that across the United States and you can see that these ranges are borderline or below the median cost that it takes to buy that average priced home in the United States. So you might naturally be thinking, okay, well, it's just time to rent. Maybe home ownership is an American dream of the past. And you wouldn't be alone because Wall Street is pouring billions of dollars into building rent-to-own communities, also agreeing that the American dream of owning a home might be a dream of the past. Now let's look at renters. Rent in the United States for a median 1-bedroom is about $1,500. But nearly half of U.S. renters in the United States pay more than 30% of their income towards rent. In the 10 most expensive cities, with New York, who's been the most expensive city for the last 20 years, you'd be paying somewhere between $2,300 up to over $4,000 for that median 1-bedroom apartment. And here's a simple breakdown looking at gross income of how much you would be spending if you were spending 30% of your income on rent, 40% of your income on rent, and 50% of your income on rent by salary. We can also look at household income, whereby the average household makes about $80,000 a year as of 2023, and only about 1 in 3 households make over that 6-figure milestone. When we look at single males on the other side, the average male makes about $80,000 a year. The average single male made a little under $60,000 a year for median salary in the United States as of 2022. For those individuals or partners that decide to have children, it might be as high as $30,000 in Massachusetts, but on average, they found that it costs about $23,000 a year to raise a child in the United States, mostly due to childcare in years 0 through 5. When you total it all up, Americans would ask how much do they think it would cost just to be financially successful in the United States? Overall, Americans think it takes a total household income of about $270,000 just to be financially successful. And Generation Z, who turns 27 this year, they think it would take nearly $600,000 to be financially successful. To reach financial independence, that figure nearly doubles, and the average American thinks they need about $500,000 to be financially independent. And when you put it all together, like Investopedia did here, the American dream, assuming it still exists, that's going to cost us about $4.4 million. I just want to know, what's the plan?